What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my crypto journey. My name is Rodney, and today we're going to be talking about the Saitama AMA that just happened over on Twitter. Now, it may or may not still be going on. I'm not sure, but I left because it got to that one, awkward part in most of their AMAs where people just start worshiping them. Like it happens at different times each AMA, but there's usually in every AMA, there gets to a point where people just start worshiping him. Sometimes it happens at the beginning, sometimes it happens in the middle. In this case, it happened more towards the end, so I was actually able to stomach most of the AMA, and there was some interesting information that was put out. I'm going to try my best not to FUD Saitama because people hate that, but some people love it, I only troll the Saitama community because they're so sensitive, and honestly, they're just a bunch of goons. A lot of them are a bunch of goons. There's some good people in this community, but they're a bunch of goons, and they're really scaring away their own investors, but, let them do what they want to do. But here's the information. So, obviously, Russ couldn't make it to the Dubai Expo. I guess it was a very, very good expo when it came to building partnerships. That's what he alluded to. Now, Russ sounded very, very sick on the Twitter AMA. You could hear it in his voice. Now, a lot of people were saying that he couldn't get into Dubai because he had some sort of he does have a misdemeanor for forgery. It was a felony. I guess he pled down. It was a misdemeanor. People were saying that he couldn't get into Dubai because of that. I don't think that was the case. I think he actually got sick or had COVID. At least he sounded like he was sick. So I don't believe that story, but it's a pretty funny storyline, and a lot of people got upset about it. So he wasn't able to make it, which was very disappointing for people. But he was saying that that they made some big partnerships, and I guess there is some news down the road with some exchanges. We don't know which exchanges they are. He said he didn't want to give away too much information because he didn't want to build up hype or whatever, while giving us that information. So now a lot of people think that there's some rumor when it comes to exchanges and those sorts of things. He talked about how they don't really want to talk about all the things they're working on because he doesn't want people to steal their tech. He touched on Saitama Maker, which is their NFT maker, where you can use it in their app and you can make NFTs. He talked about liquidity pairing and those sort of things, how he wants to bring on more projects to Saitamask next week, and those sorts of things. I know that a lot of people updated the newest version of Saitamask and still it's not working for them. So very disappointing still. Obviously, the price didn't launch to the moon because this is not what the Dubai Expo was ever going to do. Like I said in other videos, this is more about building partnerships. I think a lot of people expected the price to pump. I thought there'd be a slight pump, and there was, right, up to the 13 range, and then some more people sold off. But Russ is saying, hey, man, stick through it. You're going to get rewarded. We know what we're doing. He talked about like 3 years plus. He talked about, long-term thinking and those sorts of things. But then he talked about like, hey, I'm sure, some people could use $100,000 right now, but, in the future, you're going to get rewarded, right? A lot of people did buy at this, at the top. I always mention that in a lot of my videos, but they're not feeling too good about where the price is at right now. So Saitama Stacker, which was one of the most loyal people in the Saitama community, and still is, right, made a very good video last night talking about the toxicity of the wolf pack, right, the actual community, and that a lot of people like to get mad at me and other people that are kind of like, you could say, turning their back on Saitama, saying that we're spreading FUD and we're the reason why this price action is the way it is. Now, you have people that are just completely delusional, like Classic Crypto and Scott Herman. More or less, Scott Herman's not that delusional, but he's pretty delusional. Like, Classic Crypto's just gone off the deep end. I'm not sure if he's just trolling or not, but that man's just got off the deep end. And really don't understand the self-accountability part of pretty much what's happened with Saitama. It's all self-inflicted damage, right? This is from them. This is them missing targets and those sorts of things. Now, as soon as people like me, especially back in November, when all I was doing is really covering Saitama in a positive light, made one little itty-bitty critic. If you go watch my old videos, right when Saitama started to really mess up and started to do really bad things, right, to make blunders, I called him out. Not even mean or viciously. And then, oh my God, the response, people would like dislike the video. They would leave mean comments and all sorts of crazy things. I'm like, dude, just chill out, man. I'm just trying to cover the news. I'm just like, hey, Willie D got caught with iPhones. This is a bad, Willie D got exposed by CoinMarketCap for scamming people with iPhones. Because that was my first like FUD video. And a lot of people watched that video and were like, oh, you're a fudder. I'm like, dude, I'm just covering what CoinMarketCap called out. Like, why are you getting mad at me? I've been making positive content. And now people like Ryan Patrick, who has made hundreds of hours of Saitama content, shining a positive light on him for free, right? For free. And yet people like Saitama Stacker, who's documented his journey with Saitama, how much reflections he was getting every single day on top of running his own business, makes a couple comments that could be deemed negative, and people are eating him and Ryan Patrick up. And it's like, guys, you're destroying your own community. This is the Wolfpack. This is the Wolfpack and the Saitama dev team dropping the ball. You guys are scaring away investors. They always say in these AMAs, we have 350,000 people to back us up. You guys, half of those wallets are dust wallets. More than half of the wallets in Saitama right now hold less than $100 in Saitama. Guys, that's not good. There's not a look at the market cap's pretty big, right? 600 million. But man, it's a long way from its all-time high, around 4 billion, right? It's tumbled a lot, and this is all self-inflicted. We could blame it on the market. We could blame it on cryptocurrency having a pullback or whatever. I just don't think this is the case. I think a lot of this is self-inflicted. And the fact that you have a toxic community. I talk a lot of crap online, right? I do. I talk a lot of shit. But you have to understand, guys, I only started doing that when I got attacked. And then it just became fun. And then I just started trolling you guys because you guys are sensitive, right? That's when I started making these FUD videos. So you have to understand where I'm coming from. It's like you can't get mad at people and flip out and like try to destroy them and drag them publicly. Like you have the Jonathan P.R. Torres, the Faltrons, these figures in Saitama who do not make them look good. They make them look terrible. And not once does Saitama Guru or people denounce them. In fact, you have people from the dev team publicly calling out Ryan Patrick. It's like, where's the professionalism? You guys are destroying your own thing. And you just got to understand that it's not any of us. If anything, not me in particular, but you should be thanking YouTubers. I mean, people like Jake Gagan and who was making a ton of Saitama content, Zach Humphreys in Austin when it was popping. I mean, no one's making Saitama content anymore. It's far and few between. I'm making it because people like to watch the videos. It gets views. They like my critical point of view. It gets a lot of interaction. People leave their comments, whether they're upset or happy. Saitama Stacker was making them, even though his videos used to get thousands of views, and his positive Saitama videos only get like 500 views, but he was still making them. And then when he says one thing criticizing Saitama, you guys start tearing him to shreds. And the only people really making religious Saitama content are me, but mostly Classy Crypto. Scott Herman does every once in a while, but he's more active on Twitter, but it's just Classy Crypto, right? And Classy Crypto just kind of wants to be accepted. I understand that. He's a good dude. He's a good kid, just very young and impressionable and wants to be accepted. This is his angle, right? Because if Saitama goes to the moon, it's going to be good for Classy long-term. But, if it doesn't, then I don't think it's going to be good for him. Obviously, it won't be good for him long-term. But of course, he still has his other channel where he talks about Axie Infinity and those sort of things. He was actually doing that before he got into Saitama. But he's like the only guy religiously covering Saitama. So you guys should be thanking these YouTubers. I hate that even with Classic Crypto, you think that the dev team just swears like they're holier than thou when it comes to the YouTubers. Like they don't mean anything, like whatever, like we could have done it without them. No, you couldn't have. Without Steve at Rocket Crypto, without Holistic Crypto, without Jake Gagan, without all the people, you guys are nothing. You would have never got this kind of momentum without the push of YouTubers. I'm telling you guys, be grateful. Be grateful. People say, hey, don't forget who made you. People always tell me that all the time. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Nah, 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 nah. The hand that feeds me is my hand. I make these videos. I put out content every day. I stream once a day, sometimes twice a day. I put out 1, 2, 3, 4 videos every day. That's me. That's not Saitama. I'm putting in the work. So don't ever forget that. Anyways, that's all I have. I wanted to go on a little rant at the end because I think a lot of people have it twisted when it comes to YouTubers. And just the fact that guys are destroying your own community. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.